the hell's happening? Alrighty.
Bringing your little orchid girlfriend here.
So we're pretty far back. Shit. Alright. God damn it. We're mad far back. Dude, that fucking zombie Dave fucked me over. Fucking Dave. The zombie. Or is he a skeleton?
Fire! Our ship's ablaze
Shit.
in the harbor. We need help. Fast!
Chest armor. Gotta go through all this shit again.
What's all this ruckus? Ah, but I see we've suffered another orc landing. And judging by the relative ease with which it was dispatched, I can only come to one conclusion. Source
Create a
hunters have
fire
arrived in
surface.
Sicil.
Create a fire surface around you. It's you in the middle. Grants everyone around you 25% fire resistance.
Bringing a wolf to a hen house.
Nonsense. Listen.
What fool would trust a two-bit love potion out of a backstage circular from Naples gore?
Haste the target. That seems pretty good. Make target immune to burning. To melee attackers. Catch on fire.
An orc in love.
Shit. I don't know enough gold for that. Guess I can grab one of these.
Avert your gaze, and I'll handle this threat for all our sakes.
She wouldn't hurt a fly, and I won't let you pass a horn on her head.
Bringing your little orchid girlfriend here is like bringing a wolf to a hen house.
Nonsense. Listen. She's howling.
Let's go.
What fool would trust
Let's
a
go.
two-bit love potion out of a
I know what that
backstage
is.
circular from youthful gore?
Not even church people like you can deny that she loves me.
An orc in love. Ha! When this little satin pig will liberate the flesh from our faces.
What the fuck is going on over there? Another one of those. And let's buy these healing potions.
Avert your gaze, and I'll handle this threat for all our sakes.
She wouldn't hurt a fly, and I won't let you pass a horn on her head.
You're as there. It's Kajay. She seems a lot. Still, don't simply take my word for it, Hunter. It may be well worth your. A human, you say? And yet, I don't quite know what to make of this news. But thank you for informing me. It'd be foolish to dismiss. I'm glad once you're... and...
Sects, undead, orcs. Looks like I have my work cut out for me.
What level is it? What? Character. Shit. I thought she had a point in there. Fuck. What the hell's up with this?
Steady, boys, steady. We'll be leaving as soon as we're packed up.
It never ends around here. There's a zombie in my garden, my sheep is missing, an orc ate my...
Say, no one's around.
Burrow indeed. I'll sooner meet...
Come now, I'll be good for it, I swear. Oh, my story's tired, but I never would... So what do you think?
I'm sure this one little fish won't starve the merchant. He should take the fish.
Tomatoes. Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
No better solution to the zombie problem than a set of silver arrows.
Ethics are fine in theory, but nothing would stop me from helping you through a hard time. This man merely holds that same principle.
Fuck's
more fire.
Damn it.
Get it while it's fresh. This batch is only hours from the sea.
It's not looking good.
No better solution.
All right,
to the
we'll
zom-
do it your way.
That's the spirit!
Sir, did you just...
No! No!
You!
Simply shocking the way he so blatantly lies.
What kind of monster are you? You encourage me to take the fish and then throw me to the wolves! Curse you!
Come along quietly. You did the crime, sir, and the sentence is yours alone.
Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses. Not in the mood for cheese. That excuse is more horrible than the slice of this fine woman.
Aim straight. Aim true. Arrows by the dozens. Get it while it's fresh. This batch is only hours from the
What are ye staring at? Captain Jack's the name, though the title may be a little generous at the moment. Go, scallywag.
Dearest customer, I've never seen an aura so plagued by ether. Thank Astarte, I've just the earth scroll to ground you. Let us see if you can choose the finest greens.
A good day to you.
Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses.
No better solution to the zombie problem than a set of silver arrows.
You there! A moment of your indulgence, if you please. You are the source hunter, are you not? The hero the whole of Sightseal is abuzz about. The talk of the town. The juiciest grape on the grapevine. No, scratch that. It is so much more than a delight. It is an intervention of fate. Yes, they call the undead a problem, my friend. But those who know the ways of the Fabulous Five see no problems. They see opportunities. An enterprising spirit can wrench riches from cold dead rocks. Or from cold dead, full stop. Oh, it's not merely an opportunity. It is a once in a life.
Quite right. Adventure is what we live for.
See here. You and I share the same passion. I never doubted it for a moment. The thrill of walking the unbeaten path. The rush of finding yourself in a goblin ambush, knowing you'll prevail nonetheless. Too bad your line of work comes with such measly recompense. Am I right? The wage of a mere soldier. Now, between you and me, tell me truthfully.
And I can't say that I have. I'm content with what I have.
Well, don't quarrel about it on my account. Still, if a matter is divisive, even so, my friend, matters of a pecuniary nature aside, what is life without variety, without spice? To be a source hunter must get frightfully dreary sometimes. Am I right? All those orders. Investigate this, retrieve that, and at the end of the day, what you have to show for it.
Better to be served than to serve. I concur.
Well spoken. Well said indeed. Life's too short to spend it doing someone else's bidding, am I right? Of course I am. And I could help you attain the dream. And that is exactly why I am here. Why fate has put me right by the door to the King Crab, so that I could meet you and tell you about the marvel that is the Mendius at your service. What is my profession? Well, I'll tell you what it used to be, and that is a man of medicine. But what does a man of medicine do but mend what has first been broken? Ah, the fabulous 5. How I enjoy simply saying the words that describe the most... You'd like nothing more than to enlist, wouldn't you? Of course you would. And you can. What a gem of a question. Straight as an arrow. Now then, to join the Fabulous 5 is to join a fellowship, to join a fraternity, a sorority, a community. The title of Knight is bestowed upon you the moment you sign our waiver, and so it all begins. Of course, should you spread the word, should you propagate the gospel of the... By now, the genial glow of the fellowship must have warmed your heart. Work hard. Fulfill contracts. Enlist new knights, and swiftly shall you rise through the ranks. You will better yourself. You will better... the feud like... What a... Now, by now... Work, of course, of course, of course. All you need to do is sign this waiver...
And me. May all the riches in the...
Marvelous. Magnificent. Oh, but what am I saying? Oh, it's a pretty straightforward task, this one. Now, in this town dwells a wizard. Ahu is his name, and he's a frightful eccentric. Scientific type, you know the kind. Favors reason over faith and all that. Not Fabulous 5 material, him. His experimental weapons may keep a couple of skeletons away from the city, but many of his other research... One of them was a big lumbering apparatus. A frightful automaton shaped like a giant made of steel. It was supposed to crush the undead by the dozens. But you can guess what happened. Did it become sentient? Was it cursed? Whatever the cause, the thing relieved itself of its pilot and headed north towards a network of caves. Now ask yourself, what if it comes back? It could smash... Luckily, there are those in this world who belong to the Fabulous 5. The braves who eat such monstrosities for breakfast. Go, my friend. Find this wizard's abomination and claim your just reward from Mayor Cecil in the name of our hallowed guild. Easy money.
Heavenly herring, delicious dogfish, yours for a scrap goblin. Get it while it's fresh. This batch is only hours from the sea.
So you're just hanging around the union, are you? Waiting for what?
You think you can speak that way to us? Well, suffice to say it, I've got my eye on you, Baron. Back, demon! Back, or I'll... Well, what's this? I'll tell you, it sure does me good to set eyes on another of our order. From Academy West, aren't you? Give Captain more truce, Myron. Heavens hornets! That's quite a story, comrade. See, I'm here on... well, let's call it a loan from a town to the north of here. There's been an attack there, comrade. Orcs. What they want in Hunter's Edge, I can't say. But it's my responsibility to send them packing. Preferably with their horns in their suitcases and a knee. I came south seeking the Legion's help, only to find it tied here in Sicil. They don't have a spare soldier to send northward, and even in my finest form, I can't clear the place of that many orcs without backup. Well, comrade, I hadn't thought of it till you tapped my shoulder just now. I need a contingent I can trust if I'm to take back the... I've been scouting Sicil for some time now, and I believe I've sussed out sufficient intel to help solve the murder of the Councillor. With our minds and swords in tandem, we'll make short work of the perpetrator. Well, you know the old expression. 2's a tea party, 3's an invasion. I know this place like the back of my hand by...
Getting ourselves caught up in an entangling alliance will hinder more than help us.
By the demon's tomb, I never thought I'd live to see a sauce hunt. Well, you're lucky we...
Ah, hello. It's very tragic news. I won't posture and say that I am the Duke.
A source hunter? I'd like to report some dark magic. Only tainted hearts could tip as miserably as this lot. I think I'm one of the last folks to hear him alive. That awful scream's been ringing in my ears ever since. And with the room where it all happened still under quarantine, we've a constant reminder of it, though that's the question, isn't it? What, exactly? I was washing up and nudging the last of the lushes out of the door when a cloaked woman rushed in right past me. I never got a good look at her, damn my eyes. But I figured the way she disappeared, that she was visiting one of the lodgers. Lucky for the perpetrators, I was rinsing bottles in the back when the terrible deed took place and saw nothing more. I'm not proud to say I ducked under the counter and damn well stayed there till I heard Ivad fling that door open. But I was paralyzed with fright. Been at the King Crab nearly 10 years now.
About time the council took notice of us.
If only the popular girls from the Source Academy could see how edgy and dangerous you've become.
Greetings, greetings. Oh, you are most welcome in my chamber. Customers rarely find me up here, but I do so abhor the hustle and bustle of the marketplace. You have seen them, have you not? Is anything amiss? A punch-on, perhaps? Yes.
And neither am I. Be advised, though, not to give in to your inclinations. Other hunters may not be so forgiving.
Gods have mercy! I talked openly about sorcery in front of a source hunter. What a fool I am. Thank you, oh compassionate soul that you are, to treat me so leniently. I never have and never will really dabble in sorcery. On that you have my word. On my life, I swear it.
There must be some way to open this.
Wasn't I supposed to come up here and investigate this, like, murder or something? All these fucking doors are locked and shit.
About time the council took...
This is weird. Oh, this is it.
Stop right there. Until you've received the captain's permission to enter this door.
Oh, okay, so now I need to go fucking find the captain.
Oh, my good man. Drink if you please.
Please do keep shouting. Ah, pointless chatter with strangers does so thrill me. How did you know? You've been sent after Ahu's insane robot, I understand. Do you imagine that while you're busy being crushed by that abomination, I'll manage to get through a whole drink, distraction-free?
It's growing more swirling than saffrons, I dare say.
Oh, thank you to leave me be, you old rat.
Oh, you think you...
Not in the mood for cheese. That excuse is more holes than a slice of this fine golden bear.
I'm warm as fresh apple pie.
Oh, there's my pepper. Did it sprout legs and run away?
I'm warm as fresh apple pie.
You don't think it's infected, do you?
Come on now, I pulled her off you before she could do any real damage.
Any real damage? Are you joking? I've been mauled. I'll be disfigured for life.
Ah, come on with the dramatics. It's not as bad as all that.
The face furious. She bit me.
What have we here, then? A so-called source hunter, eh? Well, look, do what you must in Sicil, but don't make waves and don't interfere with the gods above! Some politician snuffs it and everyone's in an uproar! Ridiculous! I told that wizard brat of an Ahu not to bother, but he just had to send for source hunters, didn't he? Bloody magicians! They see a pigeon poop and think so. Nevertheless, I want to be kept in the loop. Understand? I am in command of this town, not Mayor Cecil, not Ahu, and definitely not some hotshot source hunter. So investigate Jake's death if you feel so inclined, but report back to me. The scene of the crime is over at the King Crab Inn. Esmeralda is Jake's wife. Well, widow. Everyone in town, down to the crabs on the beach, is convinced she killed him. Now, the girl has the reputation of being a flirt. There is that. But that doesn't suffice as evidence, wouldn't you say? Or do source hunters rely on hearsay alone, perhaps? That certainly would explain some of the cock-ups you lot... What? You're going to stand there and claim with a straight face your order never wrongly tortured and executed anyone? Hardly. But I won't stand for such nonsense. If you bring evidence before me... if you must... Bravo! Figured that one out, did you? I haven't been stuck here for 2 years because we're being besieged by fluffy kittens, you know. Those brain-feasting freaks out there keep...
can I help you, my friend? By all means. Of course. I hope your investigation fares well. I can but... They say a woman arrived in the... I say... It took a while. How and why he came to be there, no one knows. But I had a good look around the... By all means. And what might those be? One of them failed? Who is the mongrel that dares to question my engineering expertise? I take it the mutt in question was referring to the Sparkmaster 5000. It isn't failing, it just became... well, it became self-aware. You know what? Here's the remote access device with which I used to control it. There's a manual for that somewhere around here, too. Yours, if you can find it. I really should invite Victoria one of these days, so she can help me organize my mess of a library. Oh, a mere trifle for one with the intellect of a feline and the engineering skills of a human. You basically construct a classic ballista.
Do any real damage.
Any real damage? If you take it, I've been mauled. I'll be disfigured for life.
Come on with the dramatics. It's nice there to go,
The face furious. She bit me in the face.
Look on the bright side. Everyone knows the ugly soldiers are the most ferocious.
Ugly will be the least of it. The beast looks rabid.
In that case, you'll have the pleasure of putting her down yourself.
I wish for you to try it, Screech woman.
Good luck out there, Hunter. Evil.
Legionnaire, at your service. You don't look like you're quite ready to head out into the undead-infested wilds to me. Also, a party of 1 or 2 runs the risk of being outflanked and outnumbered. I'd bring some backup if I were you. Of course, the choice is yours. But are you sure you want to venture out? Thank you for heeding my words.
You don't think it's infected, do you?
Greetings! These stores are for our Legion troops. Rivelon's finest work up mighty fine appetite, serving the 7. I'll be disfigured for life.
Come on with the dramatics. It's not as bad as all.
Yes.
Choose the finest green!
Stop right there. Not exactly the friendliest bloke, the captain, is he? Well, your reward for...
Source...
Oh, shit.
What happened? Is this a dream?
I don't think so. That stone. Somehow it sent us flying into the stars.
Terrible! It will by the quill that lasts a billion words. What's this? 2 Rivalonians here? At the end of space and time? How very, very, very curious. Perhaps my newfound comrade. We stand on a tiny vestige of space and time. And the ground... It's good you appeared, however you did it, precisely when and where you did, or you might have found yourself free-floating in empty space. Oh, but I suppose I should make a... at last a question I can answer most definitively. I mentioned already that this place is the end of time. If that didn't send your heart into your stomach and your pulse a-flutter, it should have. Time ought naturally to have no end at all. Indeed, I can think of no worse nightmare for a chronicler such as myself. But something totally, utterly terrible has happened. Show, don't tell, I always say. So go, peer through yonder look.
It may be quite mad.
Then we had better appease him.
Hello, young man.
You looked. You saw. Terrifying, isn't the portal? It's quite sprung to life, just like the long dormant flames that decorate this observatory. You, dear
This game is
stranger,
weird, man.
you must be the key. Something about your presence here is causing the
This
end
one's a
of
lot
time
more wild
to
than the
grow.
first one. Like,
The
shit, that
true
was a lot more
end
straightforward.
itself to move further away. Those torches, a light! This portal active once more. It cannot be coincidence. Goodness me, how right you are. There's so much to take in, I'd nearly forgotten. And what you saw has been haunting my mind since I... It is the void itself. The dragon that is devouring creation. When I speak of the end of time, this is exactly what I mean.
Yes. It brought me, great sadness. Although that whole game is, like, depressing as hell to play now, so...
I can't say for sure where it came from, how or why, but I do know this. It's shrinking our future by the second. And if we don't stop it, it will devour the past and present as well. Though I cannot say for certain, if it is what I believe, then our prayers might well be answered. In fact, every last question that ever plagues your noggin might well be answered, for I believe what lies beyond this portal is nothing other than... But why spoil the mystery? As soon as we leap through, we'll find out. It's not that I believe, it's that I have seen. Long have I been waiting here, hoping that one day this very portal would ignite. Then, no longer than a few mere moments after you arrive, zap it goes. After you, after you. You first, but don't did. Yes, just as I'd hoped. There she is. There it is.
And he's off.
It seems the imp has spotted exactly who and what he'd hoped to find here.
Yeah, exactly. It just gets worse. It's like every update is worse than the last, so... It's too far gone. Nothing will save it now.
Could it be, milady? The weaver of time? Mother of history? Author of all that has ever been?
Indeed, Sir Imp. As surely as you are
We just started playing this game and we've immediately run into a time god.
Astounding! Unbelievable! I have so many questions for you, so much to ask, so much to say.
You have brought guests, I see. Strange.
My reaction exactly, milady. It was their arrival here at the end of time that instigated my finding you.
This is a question better put to our guests themselves. Tell us, how did you arrive upon this plane? A stone. So, it was a stone that caused the great shock of energy that brought you here. And not like this, no. What happened to you is unique in all my work. Never had I experienced something so contrary to my nature. But yours has. You appeared before me from the moment you came into contact with that stone. Starstone. I now know it to be called.
But, Madam Weaver, how is it possible? Do you not see all? Have you not woven all that is and could ever be into your...
Like the stones, your guests are a mystery to me. I see them before me in this world, but their likenesses appear source hunters. It would seem that yourselves and Starstone are inextricably linked. Why and how, I cannot say. But I do believe Starstone is not what it seems, Source Hunter. Its true nature must be part of a group. Do you see what violence my work has suffered? What wounds lay upon the tapestry of time?
Mysteries of all time. Gaps in history. Oh, how they've tormented me for eons.
It would appear that Starstone transforms at your touch, granting me new thread by which to mend the tapestry. Thus...
I see. What the void would shrink, Starstone restores.
Yes. Though I cannot explain why this Starstone is the antidote to the void's ravishment of our... If we do not restore time, if we do not discover the true nature of these stones, the void will consume us all. Indeed you must, though I may not yet understand why. It seems that you and you alone can unlock the powers within Starstone. Yet we are not the only entities who know these stones to be so much more.
Why, of course, that's what they were doing. I have recorded their doings, you see. Collectors of Starstone, more...
Without these stones, Hunter, there will be no Rivellon. The entire tapestry will crumble, even...
That shall never be, milady. As sure as Zix comes before Zax, we will put as keys our most mysterious guest. Are you ready? Are you willing? Will you hunt out... What'll it be, Source Hunter? Do tell!
How welcome you are upon this realm, our most honored guest. I hope in the ethereal threads of eternity, do I record the deeds of God, the drift of continents through changing seas. Except, it seems, you.
The glint in your gaze and the no, with you searching out Starstone, I believe we'll mend the tapestry in no time. We'll find out just who you are and how exactly to send the void back to wherever it came from. But you'll need a way to travel between Rivellon and this homestead, won't you? Who wouldn't want to see what fantastic changes your search will yield? Luckily, the power of portals is known to you, so I'll let you in on the little secret of how to transport back and forth from the end of time. Just, don't go sharing it around. Never know who we can trust these days. Off you go, then. You've Starstone to find, and I've a tapestry to examine. Surely there must be some clue here as to how on earth you're related to the end of time. Before you go, Source Hunter, a final word. Once you return to Rivellon, I hope he'll be able to help you as much as he... A question has me stumped, milady. Why are there two of us? Two beings that record all of history parallel.
Source Hunters, I welcome you once again to the realm of Rivellon after your travels through the chasms of space. Nice to have found a shelter, wouldn't you agree? Where you could... I know the imp historian has told you about his agent on Rivellon, and that agent is I. So now that you know of the and I'll be delighted to give it. Dark webs are being woven around. It can therefore hardly be a coincidence that Councillor Jake was a collector of the stones we seek. His foul murder, that means the task you have been given remains crucial. Find the assassin that did away with Jake, for you're bound to stumble upon Starstone along... Oh, before you go, here. Take this teleporter pyramid. You'll need the other one too if you want to make use of its powers. Now that this matter has been settled, Hunters, I shall detain you no longer. But rest assured...
Join the Spud Club if you've got an eye for farm potatoes.
Toe of snake, wing of worm, brew and spice 'em, stir and churn. Lonesome, spiritless, perhaps wrestling an earth elemental will get something. Bear to imagine something will happen to you.
Oh, but don't you worry, lady. We Legionnaires are highly trained soldiers who fear neither orc nor demon.
Oh, but what if you were to be ambushed? Caught unawares? Oh, catch me, for I might faint.
Lords above, grant me patience. You're a source hunter, aren't you? Here because you think I killed my husband. How many times do I need to state and restate my complete innocence in the matter? Like I told just about every Legionnaire in town, I don't know anything about poor Jake's murder. So what happened? Some of them tittle-tattling crab chasers down the pub call me a murderous gold digger. I am Esmeralda. Why? Well, what do you want to know? Praise be that Arhu the wizard has the wits about him to build these newfangled weapons of his, or Sicil would have... We're surrounded.
Quite adamant about her innocence.
We'll need to look for evidence if we want to prove she actually did the evil deed.
Legion's greetings. Jake's murder is, in a word, a tragedy. He was well loved in all of Sicil. The Council of Seven couldn't have wished for a better ambassador. That he of all people should have braved the undead siege for so long, only to be felled by foul sorcery, is heartrending. So fair a lady I have seldom seen in all. Steadfast will I guard her. Never will I waver unless
So tell me, Septimus, would your wife or sweetheart be compensated by the Legion?
Lord,
We've
son,
secured the perimeter.
spiritless? Perhaps wrestling an earth elemental will inject some vim into your routine.
Oh, my good man. Drink, if you please.
Please do keep shouting, my liege. It's you. Just the person to answer a question that's been knocking around my mind since our first meeting. Now then, you must tell me, what's the best way of getting you to leave me alone on a more permanent basis?
A source hunter? I think I'm one of the last folks to hear him, though that I was lucky for the... I've been at the King Crab nearly 10 years.
Sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Toe of snake, wing of worm.
Omnes autem mali daemones. What? What is this? Oh, but perhaps I spoke too soon. Perhaps I was mistaken. No. A source hunter. That is what you are. Yeah. Why? Simply because you hunt source, and I, Jehan, hunt demons. You are aware, of course, that quite often both of these pet... Now, I hate what I hunt, but I respect its cunning. Should I not, I'd have been decimated. But this is a sentiment I'm quite certain you must recognize. Let there be strength in cunning, yes, but also in numbers. On one condition, that on our joint travels we will never deal with demonic entities, no matter how tempting their propositions. Give me your word.
You speak before your turn. I, for one, am not ready to make that promise.
Oh, simple souls. Oh, doomed spirits. What tangled webs you'd weave. But I won't be a fly.
Still hasn't been
This
returned.
bitch don't want me to get
Tell her
nobody.
I'll have to pay yet another fine.
Follow
The Pseudomonarchia Daemonum and the first
You there,
edition.
cut it out. In the name of Amun-Hor, I bid thee Tujta Geta Hal. Be welcome, human. My library is yours, as I hope your friendship is mine. I am Victoria, daughter of Mayor Cecil. Oh, I know what you're thinking. The likeness isn't exactly striking, is it? When I was very young, you see, I must have been cast out by my tribe, for I was found in a wicker basket floating past Sicile toward the sea.
This isn't the grimoire I'm looking for.
The fisherman who found me would have drowned me on the spot, for I am an orc after all. But praise be Amund-Hor, dear Cecil was among the He raised me like I was his... Indeed you may. The wisdom I here hold is yours to peruse and even take with you. All I can ask is that you return the books you borrow, so...
What nonsense. Is there no new book to be discovered in this library?
Kaj'Dinor. Brief history of sorcery still hasn't been returned.
This isn't the grimoire
Teleron will have to pay
looking
yet
for.
another fine.
The Pseudomonarchia Daemonum. And the first edition, too. Mo-
What? Oh, it's you. Come closer then. Closer. My ears aren't what they used to be. Oh, yes, the Fabulous Five. Aren't they simply fantastic? I'm sure they'll get the job done in no time, especially with your expert hand. That machine Ahu built is an abomination. It must be stopped. We'll have none of that, you hear?
Oh, that bitch can save me. Fuck, I don't know what to do. Maybe I sneak around in our house or something. I'll find a secret or something. Some shit. I don't think she did it though, so. I don't know. All these doors are locked and stuff. Oh. Smelly panties.
Why is she keeping those on hand anyhow? Sentimental reasons?
Yeah. Many questions do you have? Okay, we found
Sigurd's
the
beard,
cathedral.
what a find!
We have her key now. That guy is like eyeing that way out.
Assure me, dear Septimus, that you haven't been fighting those awful orcs. I can't bear to imagine something would happen to you.
Oh, but don't you worry, lady. We Legionnaires are highly trained soldiers who fear neither orc nor demon.
Oh, but what if you were to be ambushed, caught unawares? Oh, catch me, for I might faint.
Oh, it's hard to turn around. Ah. Damn it, he like just turned
So
around.
tell me, Septimus,
Stop looking
would
this
your
way.
wife or sweetheart be compensated by the Legion should tragedy befall you on the battlefield?
I suppose so, lady. But seeing that I'm neither married, engaged, or attached in any way, I've never bothered to inquire.
Polite, handsome, and single. Don't go anywhere tonight, Legionnaire. I'd be afraid alone in the dark. strong and handsome officer you are, kind Septimus. You must have fought many a battle, am I right? In fact, I bet you're a real war hero.
Oh, I'm no hero. I'm just doing my duty. For the Legion.
Well, you certainly are my hero. The rock upon which I may rest my weary soul in these trying and troubled times.
Never fear, as long as I'm around, no herald on you.
Can I just pick up the inn's chest key? Oh, there's a hatch. Aha. Yes. Secrets. Take a whole fucking pig. Don't mind that.
If only the popular girls from the Source Academy could see how edgy and dangerous you've become.
I was hoping to find something down there. There's a room over there. How the hell do I get there? That's in the way. There's gotta be some kind of button. Or something.
Ah, so that's what that did. A bloody dagger. Could this have been involved in the crime?
It certainly piques one's interest, doesn't it?
Maybe she did do it.
The hunter returns! I hope you are here. Listen, if you're going to accuse me of something, you would better find the Perhaps it is you who should explain your presence in my cellar. And the dagger? It's simply a butcher knife used by my late husband to cut meat. What'll you think of next? Accusing me of bashing him over the head with a frying pan?
What game is this? This is the original Divinity. It's fucking weird, man. I played the second one first, and it was like, I don't know. This reminds me more of like a fucking. It's got like a weird vibe. And I'm trying to figure out this murder and shit. Here we go. read.
It's official. The Duke of Ferrol is the worst poet in Rivellon.
In his defense, not much rhymes with murder.
What is this in here?
Oh, my good man. Drink to me.
Pay the big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
Legion's greetings, Hunter. You claim to possess evidence that implicates Lady... Let me have a quick read. Wait, what? There's another... I mean, she had an admirer who wanted her to kill her husband, then elope with him? What madness is this? It cannot... Used for cookery, was it? Well, that settles it. A perfectly innocent explanation for a perfectly
The hunter returns! So, what piece of Oh, don't put stock in the hastily scribbled words of a lovelorn fool! This letter, it was a show of passion! A poorly worded passion I did not echo in the least. The Duke, he's like a spoiled child. He's not a man. He's not like Septimus. Assure me, dear Septimus, that you haven't been fighting those awful orcs.
You're in the Stud Club if you got an eye for farm potatoes.
I gotta find this Duke guy. Okay. No, where the fuck is he? Saw him in that tavern, and then I didn't see him. Gotta be in here somewhere, right? Is this him?
Ah, hello. It's very tragic news. Which one? I've written, Esmeralda, more works of lyrical mastery than I can count. All that letter proves is my devotion to my lady, not any actual intention to do away with Jake.
Fuck, bro, this is getting AIDS, man. I'm running out of ideas.
Let us see if you can choose the finest greens.
I like fully searched her house. I found this dumbass letter.
A book about setting up the perfect crime.
Would your
Esmeralda
wife or
has
sweetheart
interesting
be
taste in
compensated
literature.
by the Legion? What do you think you're doing? The hunter returns! So, what piece... Oh, that horrid tome of ill repute. It isn't mine, it was Jake's. He was a politician, don't you see? Always on the lookout for plotting... But all of it is circumstantial. I've a perfectly logical explanation for every piece of so-called evidence against me, and yet you've been trailing me like a bloodhound. People seem to want to believe I am guilty, so let me tell you something I've been keeping to myself. Perhaps it may yet lead to the true culprit. Over the last few months, Jake grew distant, distant and dark somehow. Something in him changed. I can't quite put my finger on it, but he was no longer the gentleman he used to be.
Maybe.
In fact, he scared me.
You could, like, be kind of like a weird necromancer kind of build, where you, like, siphon blood and shit. That's almost like cannibalism.
It all began the day he met Evelyn, Master Theliron's apprentice. She healed him of what we all believe to be a fatal wound he suffered hunting boars. I think he became obsessed by her, or obsessed by the secrets I just know she holds. Talk to this woman. There is more to her than meets the eye. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if she belongs to that sect. You know, to those who worship a goddess without name and practice I never liked her from the moment She hails from Silverglen, a village in the forest north of Sicil. If anyone killed my Jake, it must be her. She had...
Okay, so now there's this new bitch. I gotta find her, though. What? I gotta, like, look for her and shit?
Legion's greetings, Hunter. You claim to possess evidence that implicates Lady Esmeralda in... So it was Jake's? Of course. There now, she was stringing...
Try to find this bitch.
Have some pity.
No idea where she's gonna be. Damn it. Good enough. Yeah.
Can you spare a coin?
To the barracks! March!
You don't think it's infected, do you?
Come on now, I pulled her off you before she could do any real damage.
Any real damage?
I hope your quest fares well, dear hunter. By all means. Of course. I hope your investigation fares well. It might be a bit late to inspect the body, in that it has already been buried. It may be worth your while to speak to the mortician, though. A chap called Roberts. He has a... It took... How and why he came to be there, no one knows. But I had a good look around...
You, again. Yes. Discovered any... Have you found any incriminating evidence against her? If so, let's have it.
How am I supposed to find this bitch? There's like no quest markers in this game, so...
An 8 year of aptitude.
Hey, Cal, I think that was an insult.
Don't pay
There's
attention.
like almost no quest markers, so it's like super AIDS to actually like find shit.
Those boots will embarrass a bridge troll. Get to shiny recruits.
Sorry, sir.
Come on now, I told her off before. You think that's funny, Private? Sir, no, sir.
said she lives in a village near the north.
Good to have you back, Source Hunter. A sight for
Salutations! You don't look like you're quite ready to head out into the undead-infested Thank you for
I don't know what to do now.
Sir, no, sir.
Some hoe named Evelyn somewhere, and I can like find her in this fucking big ass town.
Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses.
A Source Hunter?
He's over here somewhere. I don't think so.
So you're just hanging around.
Sorry, I've run out of signed handkerchiefs. An Alistair keyring, maybe. In any case, make it quick. You're not the only fan who wants some of my time. Ah, if I don't leave a few crumbs for the newbies once in a while. Whatever happened to that?
A Source Hunter? I think I'm one of the though. I'm lucky for the been at the King Crab.
Concerns myself with such.
What the fuck is this guy?
Greetings, traveller. And may the Immaculate Conduit's minute. You mean you haven't heard? Steel yourself, friend, by following her instruction. Go on the path.
Alright, this guy is fucking nuts.
Drink, you please.
Please do keep shouting if you like. Greetings, Source Hunter.
Yes.
They say he's privy to potions and you think you can
Not in the mood for cheese. Their excuse is more holes than a slice of this fine Norman fare.
Oh, how nice it is of you. Pray, let me be forward with you. Oh, sapling rose, you would listen to hot spice.
He seems crazy though.
Looks like the mortician fortune.
What could Mayor Cecil, Captain Aureus, or Evelyn have to do with it?
Alright.
So, what's the bad news? Sad story, that. Though if I'm speaking plainly, the sentimental... I just concern myself with giving the remains a rest. How do you... Ah, the ledger, is it? Fool was I to leave it in the open. Or perhaps I even looked forward to being found out. Plenty of us shopkeepers entrust the mayor with the spare keys to our businesses, you know. And he's the only person in town with a second copy of the key to the mortuary. He could have used it to sidle in without a peep, if he were so inclined. Aureus himself paid me a visit the night the body was delivered. Came rapping at my door in the frosty morning, before the sun had even started peeping, and told me to tell him, and only him, if I noticed anything strange or suspicious. Can't see why he'd bothered. I know it sounds strange, suspecting the doctor's apprentice of something so ghoulish as this, but there's few in this city could manage to transport a corpse without raising eyebrows. It was she who delivered Jake's body from the inn to the mortuary. And there was something about her that seemed she could barely contain her thoughts. That there was something thrilling about to happen. I can't quite settle it in my mind how a young medical professional would have such a strange reaction to an occasion such as that. And this may or may not have anything to do with the whole rigmarole. But her master, Dr. Theleron, bought an old shack of mine, one overtaken by undead, for an exorbitant price considering what he was getting. I never did figure what he wanted it. I never saw a widow less distraught at the death of her husband. It was she who rang my bell just before the body was snatched. Lured me outside, claiming she needed air. That gold's the only good thing to come out of this blasted affair, and I certainly plan on making some use of it.
Fuck. Oh, who goes with paper twice in a row? Fuck! Alright, it all comes down to this. I want that fucking gold. Scissors. Son of a fucking bitch, this game's rigged.
Do whatever you like. I'll deny it to my last breath. And not you or anyone else can
You fucking can. What fucking building is that?
That's enough of that now!
baking like a
To
cake.
leave the city is to venture into danger. Be careful, Source Hunter.
This isn't modded Skyrim. Yes, that is a fact. This is not modded Skyrim. Him. Oh, and he summoned more guys. Fuck, though, this fight's hard. Holy shit!
Assist me, friends!
Holy shit, man.
I needed that.
That dude does like ridiculous damage, man. Bolt-stricken zombie, like that's like some absurd damage. I think this guy spawned it, so I have to kill this guy first. Yeah, he's also healing me too, yeah. gotta start getting ready for this fucking workout. It's gonna suck. I was supposed to make something to eat. I forgot to.
To leave the city is to venture into danger. Be careful, source hunter.
Let's try this fight again.
Sodden all the way to my boot soles.
That's why Bolt-Stricken Zombie did so much damage. It's because we're wet, I think. I got to go first. Oh fuck, those guys spawn regardless. What health do I have? Fuck, I have a lot of fucking health. Oh. Oh my god.
Stand strong, strike harder! Ramming speed!
They're healing. They're fucking poisoned it. God damn, that's some ridiculous ass damage.